Welcome back to Fast Market here on the Schwab Network. It's time for cash tags. For that, let's bring in our next guest. It's going to be Andy Swan. He's a co-founder at LikeFolio. Welcome back to the show, Andy.
Thank you.
All right, so we're talking Starbucks, Andy. The stock's basically flat on the year, but it jumped from $77 to about $96 when they announced their new CEO, the guy from Chipotle. I think if you look at the headwinds that caused the stock to go to 2.5-year lows before that announcement, was the fact that, hey, inflation pressures, their drinks are too much, the stores are a mess, competition really heating up, right?
Oh, yeah, competition's heating up in a very big way. Brian Niccol is a legendary CEO for what he did at Chipotle and really what he had done at Taco Bell prior to that. So there's good reason Wall Street bet put 25 or $30 billion of market cap on Starbucks immediately as soon as they announced the new CEO. But if you weren't there the day before, you missed that move. So the turnaround story and the CEO swap story is pretty much baked in at this point, at least in the short term. And like you said, the headwinds that existed before Brian Niccol took the wheel are still very much there. There's still inflationary pressures. There's still extraordinary pressures on their workforce. They still have way too complicated of a menu with way too much for these workers to make and create in what's supposed to be a short period of time. And that's just given rise to a lot of very fast, very simple competitors like Dutch Bros and others that are gaining market share by the day because, again, they're able to deliver a simple, fast experience to customers that just want their coffee and to get moving on with their day. When you look at, web traffic comparison for these companies, Starbucks is by far at the bottom of the pack. Scooters is doing well, Dutch Bros doing well. Even Dunkin' is holding the line while Starbucks web visits down 14%. Is a really bad signal for what's going on at Starbucks. So I think, yes, we believe very much in, Brian Niccol as a CEO. The question is, how long will the turnaround take? Starbucks is a much different animal, a much larger animal than Chipotle was when he took that over. So this is going to be a complicated turnaround story that's going to take some time. And I'm not sure that Wall Street hasn't gotten a little bit ahead of itself in terms of the short term.
Andy, when this stock broke, the first thing that jumped into my mind was, what could they possibly give him to make him leave Chipotle for Starbucks? And then I found out 9 digits. That's what they gave him to leave Starbucks. It was actually quite an easy decision, if you think of it. Now, here's the question, though. What do you think? Do you think he brings some of the healthy fast food? Millennials, Gen Zs, they're more health conscious than their parents and their grandparents. And Chipotle made their niche on healthy fast food. What can he do? Can he bring more protein? Can he bring more healthy coffee and sweets to Starbucks? What can he do to, make Starbucks, popular again?
Yeah, I actually think it's not what he can bring, it's what he can eliminate. I think that the Starbucks menu and the endless combinations of orders has to be simplified, and it has to go back to, we need to be able to make these drinks in 5 minutes or less and give these baristas a break, give our customers a break. I was looking, coming into the show, you can order an iced apple crisp non-dairy cream chai, or you could have the iced apple crisp oatmeal shaken espresso. I mean, how is anybody going to keep up with that in a drive-through? How's the barista, how's the customer, how's the app going to keep up with all of these combinations? So I don't think it's what Brian Niccol can bring additional to the company. I think it's what he can streamline. And I think that is what he did at Chipotle. He made it a simple ordering process where yes, the ingredients were healthy, the combinations were clear, and it just made it work, kind of like Apple just makes the phone work in a simple way for its users, and that's the magic of Apple. Well, that's the magic that Starbucks has to bring back to their customer experience. He's probably the guy to do it. There's no doubt about that, but it's going to take a significant amount of time.
Yeah, competition heating up, and you mentioned those other brands. I had to actually look up the other brands because I've never heard of scooters. I don't think there's any Dutch Bros around the Chicagoland area at this point, but they're making inroads. And then over in China, I know you guys don't cover the China data. Luckin Coffee's eating Starbucks lunch also, and that's their big growth area. But when you look at this, Andy, is this a show me story, just like the stock might be a show me story here? And if we did have earnings, we don't have earnings until the end of October, what would be your score on this one? Because in my opinion, this is a show me story. Yeah, he's in there now, but now you got to fix it.
Yeah, if we had an earnings score right now, it would definitely be negative. We would definitely be bearish on Starbucks in the near term, because I think the first thing that I would do if I'm Brian Nichols, I would try to reset expectations after seeing, $30 billion of market cap added just by my name hitting the top of the boardroom. The headwinds that are there are still very real, and the troubles that Starbucks has are still very real. And I would want to reset that. I would want to manage investor expectations from here, because this turnaround story is going to take some time.
Definitely. Yeah, great breakdown for us. Great data as always, Andy. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, that's Andy Swan, co-founder at LikeFolio, breaking down the data for us.